What time did you wake up on Saturday?
Between 9 and 10.
What did you do when you woke up?
Shawn gave me a ride back to my car. From there I went to my house, took a shower, relaxed, laid on my couch.
What time did you get home?
Between probably 10 or 11.
After Shawn took you back to your car was actually at the juice bar, wasn't it?
That's correct.
And you hadn't been able to drive your car that night because you were too drunk to drive it, right?
Yes, that's correct.
You were so intoxicated at the juice bar that you couldn't drive to the after party, isn't that so?
No, I just didn't want to get OUI.
So you had Shawn drive you to the after party?
That's correct.
And were you driving a gray Eclipse back then?
Gray Cougar.
A gray Cougar?
Yes.
And was that the gray Cougar that you left at the juice bar on January 4th or 5th, 2002?
That's correct.
And after the girls were in the fight, what was the next thing that happened with respect to the party at the juice bar?
Well, after the fight happened, everybody got out of there kind of quick. We all decided to go to Tom Bilbo's house for an after party. Just basically all the people who were there when they were going there.
And how did you get to the Bilbo after party?
Well, I actually left with Chris Bearse, and because I wanted to go back and get my car at my house. So me and Chris Bearse went to my house. I believe Jeremy followed, and we got to my house. Me and Chris pulled down the driveway. I got out, got my car. Jeremy parked at the top of my hill because the hill was a long sloping driveway. And then we all followed over there in a train.
Were other cars following you?
It's possible. You know, I was quick. I jumped in, jumped out, and then I followed Jeremy. I didn't really notice anybody behind me or anything. So,
what kind of car did you have, sir?
I had a Honda Accord.
And what happened when you got to the Bilbo party? First of all, what time did you get there?
It had to be probably around 10:30, 10:45, something like that.
And when you got there, did other people arrive at the same time?
Actually, there was a lot of people before us there before we got there. So we had pulled up and we had to try to find a parking spot. So we kind of parked all around. And I believe Jeremy parked quite a walk away, and I parked a few cars behind him.
Jeremy, was he with you in a vehicle? Or did he
No, he took his own car over there.
To Bilbo's house?
Yes.
All right. Alone?
Yes.
Do you know how Jeremy Frazier got there?
I don't recall.
How about Shawn Mulvey?
They were together, but I don't know what kind of vehicle they had.
And how about Christopher McCowan?
I don't know.
Do you know what kind of a vehicle Mr. McCowan had that evening?
No.
And with respect to going over to the party at the individual named Tom's house, or Tom Bilbo, did cars go singly, or was there sort of a wagon train of cars?
There was a group of cars.
You did that to yourself, Mr. Bearse?
Yes.
And it's called refreshing your recollection. Does that refresh your recollection as to what you told Trooper Mason?
Yes, sir.
And Sergeant Burke?
Yes, sir.
When you came out of Bilbo's house, did you speak with Frazier as he was seated in the car behind the steering wheel?
No, so I believe Shawn was sitting in the passenger seat and Frazier was standing up as I was standing up.
Okay. Did you actually tell the police that you believed that Frazier was driving the car, that he was standing outside it because Shawn was sitting in the passenger seat?
I said I believe that. Yes.
And did you also tell the police on June 25th, 2005 that you believed, that's the reason you believed it was Frazier's car?
Yes, sir.
Now, what did Frazier tell you about what he was going to do next after he drove off?
We spoke and said, are you going to come back and we're going to go drink at Shawn Mulvey's house? And I said, yes, I would. And then I got in the car. We got both got in the cars. We were getting in the car. I said, I'll see you there.
So you talked to the police on June 25th, 2005. Did you say that you asked Frazier and Mulvey what they were going to do next? And you remember saying to the police that Frazier told you that he was going to drop off Mulvey at Mulvey's house and then go home? Mm-hmm. Now, for the jury today, is that what Frazier said to you?
Yes, then, yes, that was it. But then after that, he said, we were going to go to Mulvey's and drink.
Okay. Did you also tell the police you thought they were in Frazier's Cougar because Frazier was driving?
Yes.
And you stated that you knew that Mulvey had a Honda Accord, but was not sure if that car was on the road at the time of this party.
Correct, sir.
And sir, you know, I just want to get, is that your memory today?
Yes, that's what I remember.
And when you were interviewed in this case, that was almost a year ago, well, a year and a half ago. And is your memory today the same as it was then on these issues I'm asking you about?
Yes, there.
You told the police, didn't you, sir, that you took Frazier back to his car at some point?
Yes, the next morning, probably like around 10 o'clock, I was dropping back off at Tom Bilbo's house.
And your memory's accurate about that, right?
Oh, yeah.
And you told him you took him back to the car at Bilbo's house?
Yes, at probably about 10:30 in the morning.
And that's your memory here today, too?
Yes, sir.
Well, you know that his car was at the juice bar, right?
It's impossible. We followed back. That's
Your
wrong.
testimony here today that Frazier's car wasn't at the juice bar?
No, it was, he followed us and Chris Bearse and back to my house, picked up my car, because I was originally going to drive my car to the juice bar, but the parking lot in the juice bar is trashed, and I would have ripped my body kit off my car. I had like kind of a lowrider car. So Jeremy said, well, don't worry about it, I'll pick you up with Josh Santos. They both picked me up. I went to the juice bar. We put on the concert. And then at the end of the night, after the fight broke out, I jumped in Chris Bearse's Mustang, and me and him went back to my house with Jeremy following in his car to my house, parked on the top of the driveway. Me and Chris Bearse went down the driveway, picked up the car, then followed over to Tom Bilbo's house in a train of cars, 3 cars.
Could you be wrong about whether you drove Jeremy back to his car at Bilbo's house?
The next morning?
Yes, sir.
No.
And that's Shawn Mulvey talking about how he drove his lowrider car to that rap night on Cape Cod the same night that Christa Worthington lost her life.
You remember where it is?
Yes.
It's in Truro?
Yes.
Where?
Off Depot Road.
Okay, so you're familiar with the address, right?
Yes.
You ever scrape your muffler pulling into that driveway?
No.
You ever been to that house in your car?
Nope.